All right, Phil Health, Piggy Big, SSS, day 3. Lynn got her paperwork done on day 1. They couldn't give her printouts. On the next day we tried. She had her paperwork but could only get through 2 out of the 3 and get printouts because you have to get a number for each one of those. And she got 2 of them done. She likes her paperwork, make sure it's in order. She's had times where she's paid and it hasn't shown up at the main office. Fortunately, she has her receipts. Anyway, so day 3 is now, and I just checked, and the lineup, she's only going to be a couple hours here, so I will go catch a coffee somewhere. Yay! That's how it'll be. Good morning. Good. Foreigner. Yeah, it's funny, guys, with the foreigners. Every once in a while, it's really strange that I've never experienced this before, not to this degree, where, you know, you sort of give the eyebrow raise, because if you've been here any length of time, you know that's how they say hello. There's no words here because it's just too noisy. And of course, if you got to point to something, you have to learn how to do kissy lips, which is, it's over there. Anyway, so yeah, it's been very, very strange. I do that, and you know what? I went through a period there where everybody was snubbing. Maybe it's this thing here. I look like a yeah, whatever. Put it in the comments what you think it looks like. A jerk, an a-hole, you know, all that sort of thing. Who knows? What do they call it? Self-centered. I said to my wife, Lynn, the other day, I said, isn't it nice having a nice self-centered husband? I mean, a self-conscious husband. She laughed and said the first one. Okay, now, part 2 of today's video. YaYas and healthcare providers for in the house. So a YaYa is somebody that looks after the children. And to give you an example here, I know of a couple of cases here where there's 3 children, 3 YaYas, so you're paying 3 times the cost. Again, that is going to come down to including the healthcare issues here, guys, with getting a healthcare provider into the house. When we were trying to contact a few, just to try and get a ballpark for a family member, what we were running into is it really depends on what your expectations are. So as an example, am I only looking after making sure you take your pills and, you know, bathroom time? Or am I cooking and cleaning and doing the laundry and doing all of that stuff too? And so you need to define what that's going to be, because the rates were all over the place, guys. Rates seem to range from about 400 to 600 pesos. Also depending on, sir, am I living in? Am I there 24 hours a day? Are you providing meals? In one case, the lady said, you're only providing me rice and I have to provide everything else, or you're providing my veg and my proteins as well. And so, yeah, it really is all over the map. And so you can imagine that if you hire a YaYa to look after the kids, and then you're also telling her that she has to do the cooking and cleaning, when those kids start to scream, guess what's going to happen, especially if there's more than one. So it's very, very rare to hear of any situation where a YaYa is looking after a child, especially more than one child, and expected to do anything else in the house. So guys, if you're looking for a healthcare provider or such to be in the house, you have to know what you're looking for. In my case, what I listed on there was, you know, healthcare provider needed for elderly parent. And it wasn't the case, it's not a parent, I'm just saying that's how I did it. And then got the feedback, started to get feedback, I should say, and then the conversation started. And then it went from there. It was like, again, what are you going to provide? What are the expectations? Like, for instance, a friend of ours was only there to do the cooking, cleaning, and such in the daytime, gone during the day. But the key was to be there first thing in the morning to make sure he was still alive. I kid you not. Anyway, that was kind of their shtick, and so you can tell that it's going to be all over the place. Now, one caution I will probably want to enter here on the healthcare providing thing, and that is to do with nursing graduates. Listen, guys, they all want to get into the hospital system somewhere along the way, but a lot of them can't afford what they're paying them, which in some cases is zero. They consider it a practicum period, and so they need to make some money. But they are not going to be with you long term. Another example is when I was on a flight once, and yeah, I kid you not, the lady in the cabin, she died in the cabin section of the airplane that we were in. Nobody slept the whole way because all of those stewardesses were doing compressions and airway things and all sorts of stuff for more than a few hours until finally somebody in Manila called it quits. But then, you see, they don't cover the face in the Philippines, right? So as you get up to go to the washroom, it was just odd. But anyway, suffice to say is I found out at that time that the stewardesses were all nursing graduates. So you never know what avenue that they're... Sorry about that, my camera paused there. But it's also about getting overseas. Now, their qualifications won't get them to nursing in Canada as an example, but it sure gets them on those first stages of getting through the healthcare provider courses that, then they would just fly right through them, right? So anyway, that's kind of it for the YaYas and the healthcare providers. Just be very specific about what you need, and remember, especially if it's healthcare providing, they're going to be with you for a long time, and make sure that chemistry is correct, and make sure that you're being up and up with everything that you expect, because I can just imagine, because it would drive me crazy if I just said, no, you need to make sure my pills are done and I need you to live in, and so you take the burden off my wife. And then the next thing you know, I see them sitting there on their phone, and I say, okay, look, if you're just going to sit around on your phone, then wash the floor and stuff like that, and they're going to just leave, guys. They'll quit on you. So make sure your expectations are upfront and fully measured. Okay, this old carcass is waiting for Lynn, and she looks like she's going to be about 2 hours. So I'm going to sit down and have a coffee. Later, Gators.